So, do you know maybe about Ebla Tablets, I believe? They mention, I think, Sodom. Is that true?
No,
No.
but it would be nice if it were. Ebla is a site that was in Syria. I visited it many years ago. I took a group to Syria for a bit of visited a lot of the ancient sites I'd always wanted to go. And so this is back around 2007 or 8, something like that. And we had a wonderful time. And we visited Ebla, which is sort of south of Aleppo today, southwest, I think, of Aleppo, and saw some of the sites there. Well, I was a college student in 1975 when everybody got very excited about the discovery of thousands of tablets there, and some of the early epigraphers who were assigned to examine the tablets and try to read them cuneiform. It was a different cuneiform. It was not exactly like the Sumerian or the early Akkadian that was known in other civilizations of that time. It was farther west for anything from the 24th century BC, 2350, 2400 BC. This was so early, and so people identified what may be a West Semitic language, which is very exciting that it would be West Semitic. And then some of the early epigraphers made claims about Sodom and Gomorrah and the five cities of the plain. And it's very hard because they did not actually publish these claims, but they made the claims to other biblical scholars who they talked with, and they said here, and they wrote it down. Whoa, and it's just like the five cities of the clay: Admah, Zeboim, Sodom, Gomorrah, and all these, and the names. Now, that would be great, but the tablets were never published, that, and to this day have not been published, that can be read these names. There are names of places, but they're mostly towns and villages in and around Ebla, not very far away, which is exactly what you would expect. I mean, you'll have most tablets are records of the ancient world, are administrative. They keep the taxes and the duties and the fees, what they're taking in, what they're giving out. All of that information is recorded, and because that's where the value is, and so everybody wants to make sure everybody is doing the right thing or whatever the king wants. And so all of that is going on at this time, and so you have lots of towns in the area, but you don't have much in the way of international activity. You have one or two treaties with neighboring states, and that's it. So sadly, I mean, it would be great if we had all kinds of information. But then again, I mean, this is 2400 BC. So when is Abram? Well, I don't think anyone says he's before 2100. So that's centuries later. And certainly most of what takes place in Genesis, in those accounts, takes place far south, hundreds of miles south, which, even if it shares some cultural similarity, is still distinct and different. We know so little about that time, and it's hundreds of years before Abram, and I don't know when to date the material before that in Genesis 1 to 11. I'm not saying it didn't happen. It may, I think the Bible portrays it as actually happening, the Tower of Babel and the flood and everything else, but it's not so easy to date. And so I'm not sure that we can connect Ebla with any specific events or things. So
Mhm.
I'm just very cautious about it, because when it first came out, there was all these claims were being made, and then none of them proved true. And I've seen that, and I'm glad it happened in a sense for me early in my academic career when I was still in college, because it happened, and it has always made me more cautious about accepting what other people claim. and those things continue to this day. Well-meaning often. I'm not saying people are intentionally deceitful. They may be well-meaning. I don't know, but they're not right. And so you have to be very careful about what you hear and what to make of it.
Yeah, that's a great message. So thank you.